So they play in these ESEA guys, and all some guy just runs around the corner when they should be waiting here, and the guy just goes around the corner and just fucking headshots him. Well, sometimes you're gonna just lose, and then that player who kills my invite level player gets bitter. Oh, why am I not playing at an invite level player? Look how good my aim is. Look how many frags I can get. I deserve a chance at an invite level team. Well, no, you don't.
You're just going wild on that. Spraying left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. God, this is the worst attack ever. If you're strat caller, if Ocean's calling for you to do this play, it's a miracle that you're able to just run in like that and get a kill. It's honestly,
He doesn't wait for smokes and flashes always from his team. He's willing to run in there first after maybe only one very simple pop flash from himself even sometimes.
Skill set around you. Normally the people who do well in ESEA pugs are more type entry fragger, faster players with better aim, more of the star type mindset where they're just trying to get a lot of kills and they might die a lot.
Entry player, and he's a guy who it seems like he just likes to take aim duels 24/7. And this is a guy where in the FPL games at least, it seems like there's not an aim duel that he'll ever turn down, that he doesn't want.
It looks like you're trying to engage with like everyone and everything. Like you were peeking spawn truck, and then you kept looking for that kill on spawn truck, and then you were looking for the kill on quad, and then you ran back to A main to look for the flank. Your teammates watching flank, your other teammates were pushing to the bomb site. You can just literally just sit behind the forklift and wait for the CTs to push out of position, and then just capitalize off of them being out of position instead of you trying to force the frags.
Teammates what you're doing and follow through with it with some kind of poise, right? So if you're just like running around, you're like, oh fuck, headshot, headshot, headshot. Well, it doesn't make you a pro. It just makes you someone that has good dexterity with their hands.
And again, you're just frag hunting at this point. It's unnecessary. This is stuff that you can do against people who are just like, you know, if your team's way better than another team, or if you individually are way better than the other players in the server, like you can do this and get away with it. But this is the undisciplined method of playing, and as soon as you start playing against people who are more skilled than you, and you're still in these habits of doing this really hyper aggressive playstyle and chasing frags, it's going to end up costing your team rounds and even games because of it.
The thing you got to do is let go of people who don't agree, because people who suck or who make dumb plays eventually are going to get weeded out. Those players might make it to a semi-pro level because they have insane aim, but it doesn't mean they're going to go pro.
Jumping up here means that any CT at any of these angles can see you. Okay? It's like a fucking sun ray. Just
Ill thought out kind of way online against lesser and North American competition. They think to themselves, right, well, I'm doing that there, but of course against Fnatic or something I'd play differently. But they don't. They don't do those things differently. They'll still make the same mistakes.
We're never just going to see some guy in an ESEA pug dropping 30s and be like, wow, we should give that guy a chance. No, we want to play against him first. Maybe he joins like a semi-pro team, ESEA invite. Maybe he plays on a Reliable Gaming or a Lunatic or a team like that, and then shows, okay, he's got some skill. Then we play him at LAN, shows us more skill. Then we meet him and talk to him, shows that he has a level head and he's a good person who could be on a team you can rely on. And then, only then, at that point, do you think, maybe, okay, we're going to give this guy a chance.
9 months, 10 months ago, was playing an ESEA Premier, which isn't even the top level. The top level is invite, obviously. And he's played a couple of LANs with those teams. I mean, technically one of the teams was, he played a LAN with Talked. So he's played 2 LANs, as we know, one with Talked. Because it's not that he's someone who on LAN's been fantastic but was in a bad team. It's not that he's someone who wrecks it online and just hasn't had his chance online and hasn't had a chance in a good team. He's actually someone where even in online competitive play for the teams he's played for, hasn't been particularly stellar. He hasn't been tearing it up, doesn't have particularly great stats, and isn't bodying it even versus the lesser teams. You go back and you look for some of his best games, even online, you're not going to find many that are versus teams of players you've even heard of or you think are vaguely even good. And no one near the level of the complexities Cloud9.
Exactly. This is what Shroud had to do to join. Yeah, for Shroud to join our team, we had to meet him and see that his personality wasn't just some nutty kid with like sick aim who just runs around and takes the game for granted and takes individual plays for granted and it's like, okay, well, I'm just going to go make individual plays. No, the reason we picked up Shroud is because we saw that he cares more about what we think as a team than what the general public thinks, and he's able to come and like play in our system and sacrifice some of his personal abilities to make sure he gets done what he needs to for our strats and whatnot.
No. You got the pick. You spotted the enemy player. The enemy spotted you, and you re-peeked into him. You got that opening pick, and your teammates are still getting towards A. They are scared of you to come highway. You just got the kill on the highway player, and you showed yourself aggressively on the highway. You do not need to make the next play there. You can wait and let your teammates make a distraction on A and make the next contact, and then you can go.
Let's say, first and foremost, and this is an if, he gets over any land problems and he manages to learn how to translate what he does in FPL, just in terms of pure skill. Forget the decision making. He can do at least the skill, and he can take the shots and hit the shots on LAN. Now, in that world, he could be a decent NA pro. He would still be a player that has terrible decision making, doesn't play well within a team system, and doesn't have good risk-reward understanding of the game, and doesn't understand the principles, the fundamentals of the game, essentially. He still would be a player who wouldn't have that. So as a result, he wouldn't be a top player. He would just be a decent player at the pro level. Okay, that's one thing, and that already takes development right there. Can he become really good, though?